Hello, everybody. This is Migana on the Ask Migana show. We had a scheduled 12 o'clock startup. Apologies for the delay. I am going to be joined by my co-project manager on the Rewire project, Brooke Ceballos Pinheiro. She is joining us shortly. But in the meantime, I didn't want us to get kicked out of this StreamYard. So I am getting a head start, and then as soon as Brooke joins, we will have her as well be here, and she's having some difficulties coming in. Perfect. Now, let's see. Brooke says she can see me, but she cannot hear me. I don't know. I don't see Brooke at all. I would have to figure out a different way, but just wanted to at least say hello wherever you are. Thank you for being here. And in the meantime, I love that this is a very unedited, unfiltered podcast where you get to see all the imperfections, so all the technical difficulties, and pretty much I'm just taking a screenshot right now and letting Brooke know that I don't see her on the wait list, on the wait room or studio. And I see her now. And I love it. Brooke Ceballos Pinheiro. And she is on, I believe, add to stage. We made it.
Hey, what's happening, girlfriend? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. I mean, I love that it's so raw, unedited, unfiltered, and just us two being on Zoom like we always are when no one sees us.
I know we live on Zooms, but y'all know Megana. She must love Zooms because she's on them so often.
I am not going to deny that accusation. I embrace it.
She's very popular.
Accuse me. Those are great accusations, and I believe if we don't start the Zoom the live on time, it won't allow us. So that's why I had to click go live to keep the ball rolling as you enter the space.
I see. I was like, what's happening?
And I'm like, let me just click on 12:05 go live and improvise.
And that's the way it goes. Nothing ever starts on time. Nothing ever goes as planned. You just wing it. You do the best you can, and that's it.
Oh my God!
That's it.
Stop it! Everybody, Brooke is always on time. She's probably talking about me because she's always on time. I'm the one who's always late. Like I am late for my own events, for my own shows. Like I mean, speaking of events and shows and projects, this is going to be such a free flow. We are so excited, as you can see, we're smiling and radiating love and energy because we are going to launch this phenomenal collaboration that's been in existence now for almost a year, Brooke.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Almost a year. Yeah, I call it. I call it a Rewire, but I also write AKA Real Women in Real Estate because Rewire could mean a lot of things, and I don't want people to think we're in construction, which we are, but this is not a construction project. We're not rewiring cables to lit cities.
Not.
We
are rewiring
mindsets to lit the world. That's what we're doing, and I think we just came up with that. I love that. I'm glad this is recording so we can go and take snippets of this and share with everybody. So go ahead, Brooke, introduce yourself, tell the world who you are, where you are, why you are where you are, because Rewire, it's one thing, but I love going back to the basis, and then I'll give an introduction of myself as well, and then we can dive deep into the actual launch. But first, who is Brooke?
So, hello, everybody. My name is Brooke Ceballos Pinheiro. I am a wife, first and foremost. I am a mother. However, I'm also an investor. I am a passive investor in 676 units. I am a sponsor operator of 481 and one triple net. And I am a author and we're a speaker, and I got started in this in the 10X community. And why I collaborated with McGenna on this is coming from 22 years corporate, which real estate retired me and my husband with less than 26 months. I saw it was very male dominated. And I'm always used to being the only female on the teams and in the corporate world. And speaking with McGenna, who had already wrote, books, Powerful Female Immigrants, and had a relationship with a publisher, we started chatting. And I was like, girlfriend, we need to give women more exposure in real estate. I go, because representation matters. And she's like, oh, yeah. And it kind of just started this movement. And us speaking with other women who don't have voices. And what we realized is that there is such a need of this community. And the reason why we don't have more female investors and women in the space of real estate, other than there's a bunch of real estate agents, but we also need financial acumen and we need them to invest that money, is because they don't see a lot of representation or women putting ourselves out there. So me and McGenna wanted to hold a safe space that it was collaborative, that allowed women to turn friendships into business partners while providing them a space to share their story and collaborate, which is now our third volume of Real Women in Real Estate. And I'll let McGenna kind of take off the rest from there.
Yes. And I am continuing to post and repost in all of our 1,000+ WhatsApp groups.
Try to be quiet, please, because this is live.
There you go. See, Brooke telling people what to do. Tell them, Brooke, tell them.
Well, I'm in the kitchen and, and we have kids and my daughter is about to go to work. Big shout out to Michaela.
Michaela, come here.
Y'all.
Come here, Michaela. She should say hi to everybody.
Michaela, she's part of it. Say hi. She's a taxpayer now, you guys. And some of that money's getting invested too. Say hello to my beautiful 16-year-old.
Hi, Michaela.
Yeah, and helps with a lot of stuff for Empower Capital for investors. And now she works for
And she where is Michaela working? I didn't catch that.
Dutch Bros. So they're a coffee company like Starbucks or Pete's. And so since she's always there all the time, it was only fitting. And today's her first full shift. So she'll be working about 6 months.
So pretty much she went and trained incognito and then went and nailed the interview because she's an observer. I mean, she's telling people what to do. She went and identified what not to do and what to do better. And she's like, I am the perfect fit because I am a consumer first.
Right.
I like how she thinks.
Well, smart. And as we all know, you need to like the product that you're offering and selling first, right? Being consumer first. But
I mean, doesn't that go back to why we pick the partners we pick to collaborate with? Because we are consumers first.
Correct.
And in that sense, it's not like we're consuming our partners, but we are consuming time with them, right?
That's a different party, McGenna.
That's another party. Yeah. So let's not, and I'm looking for comments here. So this was a very pretty much spontaneous podcast, and I want to officially welcome you, Brooke, to the Ask McGenna show. I have not had friends on board for a while, given that, of course, I'm giving a lot of excuses. I've been busy with other things, which there's always space and room to have this. But I love that in this new phase, Q2-3 of 2024, I get to have you as a very special guest because we've known each other for 2.5 years. Like Brooke and I connected originally at a real estate summit that Grant Cardone was hosting back in 2021, 2022. And speaking about that, how do you pick partners, right? Like as a consumer, as a participant, as an attendee, you are constantly observing and being aware of your environment. And then certain people stand out because of their consistency and unapologetic way of approaching life and that ecosystem that they're a part of. So when I was at that event, Brooke was one of the many, because those events attract phenomenal people. Brooke, you can agree.
Yes.
So Brooke was one of many who stood out because she was going back and forth with Grant Cardone on this bet where Brooke and Grant were going after the same deal. I mean, Brooke is going after the same deal that this multi-billionaire is going after. I'm like, oh my goodness. And she's like, you owe me a jacket. And then there's no jacket. And then she's again the next day. Because of course, Brooke and I love to sit in front rows. Like we're VIP, front row. I am on the right side. She's in the middle. So there's 3 sections. I always like the right because that's the way I stand. And then she's in the center. And all of a sudden, Grant had enough. And he called somebody, get me a damn jacket here. Because that's how Grant talks. And literally, like, he just throws a jacket at Brooke, like on stage, from stage, and she's catching it, of course. She's like, yeah, I mean, why thank you? Like, it's mine. We had a bet going on. I'm like, oh my God, this woman is nuts. I love it. And then fast forward, we're part of the same real estate club and talk about dating people without them knowing that you're dating them from a distance, like getting to know who they are. And fast forward, we ended up being in so many events together that as I am posting or reposting about me collaborating in Powerful Female Immigrants, Brooke is like, how many stories of immigrants can you possibly share? Like, you're in book 1, I get it, but then now book 2, she's like, oh my goodness, what is this, girl? I was like, in an immigrant life, you can have a chapter every day, I promise you. And I'm like, unfortunately, you don't qualify to be in these books. Like, what? I'm like, you're not an immigrant. Like, I just wanted to be silly. And I'm like, you know what? But we can have our own book with women that are not necessarily immigrants. And what can we possibly write about? I'm like, real estate. She's like, okay, we got to start like right now. I'm like, okay, fine, I get it. No, right now, what needs to be done? Who's coming? Who's going? So I knew right then and there that what I kind of take it easy on, she doesn't. And I'm like, this is going to be such a great partnership. I had a feeling about it, talking about listening to your intuition, because it wasn't like, like, I'll follow your lead. You've done 3 books. You tell me when we're going to do this. She's like, no. You've done 3. You said we can do this. You know how to begin it. Like, we got to do it like right now. Let's go. So it's pretty much surrounding yourself with leaders. Like, leaders create more leaders, not necessarily let me wait for somebody to do something so that I can do something about it afterwards. So that's how Real Women in Real Estate was given birth. And collectively, with all these women that joined the first volume, the title was created. It's not like Brooke and I woke up in the morning and said, this is the color and this is the image that we're going to portray, and this is what's going to happen. No, we gave all the women in that ecosystem, in that first book, the opportunity for them to provide feedback, provide and contribute to the overall project, because it's not my project, it's not Book's project, it's our project. It's project of every single woman that comes in and collaborates and contributes and creates. And it's part of the creating of as Brooke always states it, this is a global business card. Like, you walk in the world with a global business card that opens doors. And so that's how Real Women in Real Estate #1 book project started. And we weren't thinking, Brooke, we're going to have a series. We weren't thinking that we were going to have 30 women on the first volume with Vina Jetty writing the forward. I mean, Vina is in New York today, by the way. I may end up meeting her later if she's available.
I love her.
Shout out to Vina Jetty for saying yes to us, for supporting us, for talking the talk and walking the walk. Many out there say they will support, but they don't. And when Brooke and I were having a book launch of Powerful Female 3, and we were hanging out in Dallas together because she was walking properties, speaking with her investors locally, we ended up at a Vina dinner. Remember how we sandwiched her? Like, we're sitting on both sides.
Yeah.
And then she's like, why are you here and what's going on? And next thing you know, Vina wrote the forward for our book. She gifted us that encouragement. And now we are 31 women later. There is a book that, how long did it take us, Brooke, to produce book 1? A few months.
It was a matter of a few months. I felt like in a blink of an eye, we had, this is the agreement. This is what we're going to do. And it was very collaborative, but I felt like it was like chickens running around with their head cut off. But I think what made it very wonderful the first time around is that all the women are business people. They're collaborative. They have the mentality that the value of the whole is better than just the individuals. So as they jumped on this journey, which we are grateful that they had their faith, knowing that we were not project managers, that this is our first rodeo, so to speak. They had faith in us. They jumped in. They gave us feedback, because feedback is a gift. Hey, ladies, have you thought about this? Oh my God, that is great. And they were truly one of the biggest reasons why it was such a success. And then getting into the studio, and then the dinners and the exposures of the events that we had. And so it kind of goes back that you are a result of the environment that you are in. And show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. And so we're so grateful that now we're on number 3, and now we have repeat authors. We're looking for new authors to help contribute to this ecosystem in our final trilogy before we continue to go to other endeavors that I know we've kind of spoke on in regards to, retreats and whatnot. And I'll let McGenna kind of stages, because it goes back, like we said, that representation matters. And if you don't see yourself represented and you only see one type of community up there, or only men doing something, oh my God, the picture pops up. How cute, be McGenna on there. Then you kind of think like, man, well, there's nobody up there that looks like me, so maybe it's not possible for me. And as long as you're a woman and in real estate, you qualify. And that's the best thing, is we have all walks of life, all communities. You have immigrants, Black, brown, Asian, LGBTQ. We don't care. Be a female and be in real estate.
We care. That's why it's so diverse.
It doesn't matter where you come from, because a lot of communities are either this community or that community. But these are all women, because women in economic power, we do major things. And so
we are in economic power.
Right.
I love it. And I want to show you guys a picture. This is how it started. We are in studio with a publisher holding the first book of Real Women in Real Estate, which we are very proud of. This is the book, hardcover, #1 bestselling on Amazon, and all the women who participated have their beautiful pictures here with their names typed under. So we paid a lot of attention to details. Was it perfect? Absolutely, it was not.
And it never will be.
But I am grateful that we said yes to ourselves. We put all the faith in ourselves, and every single woman who said yes, in fact, said yes to herself and her family and her ecosystem. Because you don't say yes to Brooke, you don't say yes to McGenna, to the publisher. You say yes to you, because you do one thing and it becomes a ripple effect. And women in our ecosystem, in the Rewire ecosystem, have seen tremendous value. They have so many success stories. I mean, Brooke and I alone are a success story.
Your time when you have to be at work.
So pretty much, this is the picture with Brooke and myself on Rewire 1 launch. And what I've noticed, I'm going to show you guys another picture right now, which is crazy. Then you click here. This is us on an interview. Like you notice, I have a green dress and she has like a long blue dress with patterns. So now look at this picture from the second volume. I promise you, this was not done on purpose. Like, look at these colors and the dresses. She has a long dress that's blue. I have a short dress that's a different green. Like, we have uniforms. I just realized, Brooke, between Rewire 1 and 2, we're wearing, like, we are so consistent with the brand without even realizing it. Because it's like, I just noticed that right now. I just wanted to point it out, which was
and y'all. So McGenna's the fashionista, okay?
No,
so, yes, she is. Like, she's somebody, and for me, I'm so sporty corporate, right? And so she's like, well, we got to have this and we got to have that, and it's good because I really need to step up my fashion. Y'all, my husband dresses me, and like my daughter's like, Mom, you should be wearing this. And coming from a military family and corporate background and stuff, I'm either in gym clothes or I'm in like business suits, and I'm kind of having like this identity crisis after leaving corporate in October. I'm like, okay, I can kind of show some tattoos every now and then. I can wear a tank top and people aren't looking at me. Funny.
But yeah, and
even McGenna, I'm going to quote you, McGenna, because this rang in my head when we had our last launch. And I was stressed out because McGenna's like, the launch is next week, Brooke. How the hell do you not know what you're wearing? And I'm a total tomboy, y'all. I'm feminine, but I'm not. So she said, Brooke, you need to dress like you walked off a jet, not like you walked off Southwest or like you walked off an airplane. You need to walk off like if you walked off a jet. And I'm like, man, my husband's like, Jay, wrong.
Well, I mean,
step up your clothes.
I mean, it's not like I pretty much dress like I'm walking out of a jet, but the idea here is I'm kind of hinting.
And look.
I'm hinting at Brooke because we are having all of these accountability calls with all of the women who, I would say 80% of them, this is their first time becoming authors. And mind you, Brooke and I don't have a publishing company. And here we are converting the everyday woman into a best-selling author. I'm like, how magical is that? So we're holding hands and pretty much we're letting the women know, dress where you feel comfortable, but at the same time, know that this will be out there forever and ever and ever. So it's part of creating memories. And then I'm like, please, and don't wear jeans. And Brooke goes, I know, Miguel, you meant that for me because I wear jeans. I'm like, no. She's like, it's okay. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I love jeans.
Denim jeans. It's like a dark denim jeans.
Yeah, with blazer.
With a cute top. And I usually have a blazer. It might be like a hot pink or a pretty little blazer. So I'm like, okay, it still shows I take care of myself, but I don't have all the goods out, But yeah. I'm working on it.
She's like, I know you're talking about me right now. I'm like, oh my God, this woman. I'm like, I'm not talking about. She's like, I know. I'm like, don't wear boots and jeans. I'm like, please, ladies, wear whatever you want, but don't wear boots and jeans. She's like, oh, that was for me. I'm like, well, maybe. I mean, who knows?
It looks better. Honestly, wearing the dresses, it looks better because
it's fun.
Everybody, when we do the media and you get on stage and we're hearing your story and what motivates you, and you look good in pops of pink and purple and yellow because you want to inspire people. And if we're looking messy, we're distracting people from our message. And so that was one thing I learned from McGenna, as well as, hey, no blacks, no browns, no grays, no purples and yellows, which are my favorite colors anyways, really pop.
I wore yellow for you today.
Yes. And I wore purple because on the third book, we have kind of like accents of purple that are coming on the cover. And so, yeah, but it's all and see, these are the things that as part of Rewire, Real Women in Real Estate, that in this collaborative community, it's not about just sharing your story. It's about, we have beauty tips. We had one of our authors, and bless you, Kendra, and so many prayers and hugs. She was in the hospital recently, and I believe she gets discharged today. Thank God. And so many of the authors, and she's out of Atlanta, so many people went to go visit and see her. So this is more than you writing a chapter. This is a movement. This is collaboration. This is like-minded females lifting us up when we need that extra push and knowing that everything's going to be okay. We're business women. We execute. We elevate each other. There's no pettiness. We don't want to deal with that. That's low-level people stuff. Be with balcony people. And the Rewire women are balcony people, not basement people. Because when you have a story, you have a vision, and you have business goals, these women are going to help elevate you. And it's not why, it's how. And that's one thing that's going to differentiate when you're a part of this community and having these collaborations and the private conversations and chats. Hey, you guys, I'm in this situation in a contract and so on and so forth. Who do you know? right?
Mm.
And so it's so much more than a global first-class business card. This is a camaraderie. This is a sisterhood. These are people we can be friends with and trust while doing business together. And that's the bottom line.
And not only we can do business together, but we have done business together.
Yes.
Where we have pretty much gone in this journey where everywhere we go collectively, we bring more women into the ecosystem. And shout out to all the women who have nominated other women, Shirley, Krista, Debbie, above and beyond, Brooke and I, being that this is a project we are managing, but the entire community is contributing by sharing the brand. And women are now investing in other women's real estate deals. I am an associate producer for a business competition TV show, which means now you're part of this ecosystem. You get to hear about the opportunities in my world before everyone else in the world, and then you get to say yes or no. So you think you are coming in this book and you invest in some time, money, and energy for a one-off. You don't even know what you don't know and how many doors will open up. Brooke and Shirley, one of the authors, are now co-joined in this coaching mission to guide women to invest, educate them, and so much more that we can have another Zoom, another podcast where Shirley and Brooke, both of them, can come in. Would love to support them and highlight them in their endeavors. But talk about, we have doctors, engineers, multimillionaires, women in assisted living, mother, daughter coming together, sisters coming together, business partners coming together, life partners coming together. And I want to leave this last part of this first podcast, and we'll continue to be here on a weekly basis to keep you guys posted on the progress for Rewire 3 and start introducing some of the repeat authors. So you get to know not just Brooke and I, but at some point, all the women who are part of this, where you can find them, how you can connect with them, and how they can be of service to you and vice versa. So I'm excited to announce for the first time you're seeing this. This is what the cover of Real Women in Real Estate Volume 3 looks like, and pretty much is going to be Volume 3. And Brooke, why should women join, and who should join? Let's say I am someone that I don't feel I am an expert in real estate. I feel that my story is not impactful, inspirational enough, because I've only done one deal and I'm only a limited partner. Like, why should someone hear my story? Like, who do you think should be in this book and why?
I feel everyone has a story. So what you don't realize is that your story is unique to you. However, you have an ability to impact others, connect with others, and inspire others with those that have similar stories. And because of the way of the world and how women for so long have had to rely on men, for homes and credit cards. And I mean, and I think it was only, was it in the 60s, give or take, when it actually passed that a woman could get a mortgage or a credit card without a man. And why is that important? It's because women are powerful, and we give back to our communities, and your story may change and pivot someone's trajectory. Okay. I had a conversation with one of our authors that felt her story didn't matter. She's like, listen, I grew up on a farm over here. We had no lights on this farm. And that's how I got my law degree, by candlelight. And I'm like, girlfriend, look at what you just said. I go, someone who got their law degree, you were so tenacious because you had the situation, and now you're flipping houses, and you're a lawyer, and you're in multifamily, and you're a beautiful Black woman. Why would you not want to share that story? And I give that snippet of that author because so many of us have, as women, we're taught to be perfect and we have to have everything together and we can't have any skeletons in our closet. And men are taught to be brave and just go do it. My point is, we need to put ourselves out there, because even if you impact one life with your story or change the trajectory of somebody, stop using your past to paralyze you. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you nothing. Stop using your past to paralyze you and use it to propel you. You are one story away from impacting somebody's life. And that is actually why I started on this journey, is when I was most inspired by powerful female immigrants, learning everything that they did and learning how some of them came from when they had no drinking water, carrying water to the rivers of Africa, and now they're a successful doctor here in the United States, and they ship money back to help have the waters. They grew up with no water and they went through, and even McGenna coming from Albania. I think she was 19 when she came from Albania, and you hear these stories and it makes you feel that your story is not so bad. It is, inspire people, one story away of making a difference, even if you help one person. You matter.
I love it. I love it. No, this is great. And I know we only have a few more minutes, and I want to make sure that whoever is listening to us right now, if you are somebody that has a woman in your life, mother, daughter, sister, business partner, an investor that invests in your property, someone that is in desperate need of a very intimate, closed community, but also very loving and caring and giving, please let them know that we exist. Brooke and I are active on all major social media platforms, from LinkedIn to Instagram, Facebook. We both are extremely responsive. We would love to meet you. We would love to get to know you better and welcome you into our ecosystem. And a few details about the book. We are launching the book in October, which means time is of the essence. We also are honoring all the women that have been with us from second one, and we gifted them the first right of refusal to be part of this book. And many of them are so gracious, and even if they want to join so badly, they are making space for some of you out there who are not part of a book yet. And if you're thinking about writing your own full book, I cannot recommend a better way to start by having a soft entry into the authorship world. So happy to announce that we have a lot of repeat authors, which I will call them serial authors, because they've been on Real Women in Real Estate 1, 2, and now have joined the third one. And we have a few that are brand new that we cannot wait to meet, embrace, and learn from and give to. But also on that note, we are almost 50% at capacity, and we only announced this Monday, and it's today, Thursday. So if you believe that you need to be in a book, and if you'd like to learn more, reach out to Brooke. If you feel that talking to her, it will help you make that decision because you relate to her. Reach out to me, reach out to both of us. However you want to reach out, it doesn't matter. Just reach out, because we will show up for you. And yes, this is what we want to let you know, that between today and next Friday, all the spaces will be filled. And this third volume, keeping it extremely consistent, will contain 27 chapters. And with that being said, you can come in with someone else into your own chapter, a woman you look up to, a mentor, your mother, your daughter, your niece, anyone and everyone that you feel comfortable sharing a chapter with. So when you think of a chapter, think of it as a collaboration within a collaboration, where you can come in and collaborate with someone else within the bigger ecosystem. So there's extra safety nets, extra cushion, and it makes for a much better experience. So 27 chapters doesn't mean 27 authors. 27 chapters can mean 50 authors collectively if we all join with someone else in our own chapters. So there's still plenty of room, and we would love to have you. We are encouraging women that have never written a book before, or women who have written many books before, so we can learn from you. We want to highlight you. And what I believe it's one of the main gifts that we are giving to the world is access and proximity to all of the wonderful women who are part of Rewire. You don't have the possibility and the opportunity to meet these women on a daily basis. They all are very busy, just like we are. But when you are part of a book, you hang out with someone on a book for a lifetime, for many lifetimes. And guess what? Divorce is not an option. Once you're in the book, you're married for life. And that means that even if you feel like you don't want to be part of something, we're there to support you. And if we feel that way, we know that we're going to have the support of all the other women, because as a collective, we create one tremendous, powerful mastermind. And in the few more minutes that we have, Brooke, to give women another input as to why be in the book in addition to being an author. Talk a little bit about our experiences on being on stages, on the red carpets, and some of our authors opening their doors to their events. So us as women from real estate speaking, like, has that been happening? Can people see us in action, hear us speak?
Yes. So it kind of goes back to most of us have a business. Real estate is a business, right, you guys? So when you're collaborating with the women, they're all very active in this space. It is giving you exposure, because as one of our mentors always tells us, best known beats best product. So if you have a business, you guys, but nobody knows you have it, how are you supposed to grow your sales and your exposure and your marketing? So this is a way for you to leverage other people's stages, other people's networks to provide you exposure. So that being said, I would love to connect with you guys, especially if you want to be part of Rewire 3. I'm most active on Instagram. So I'll give you my handle and then a quick, few words of wisdom. But my handle on Instagram is Brooklyn, BROOKLYNN 0719. And I give that to you, and Meganna can share hers as well, because when we are part of this collaboration, we are putting you on our pages, we are putting you on our stories, along with the 50, 60 other women from the previous chapters. So grow your business, grow your network, grow your friendships, and know that you're going to be a powerful females. You're missing an N. So it's Brooklyn with 2 N's. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was on my basketball jersey. So I always had 2 N's to be, yeah.
My God, complicating it for the immigrants here.
You're smart though. You're a good girl. She's cute. She's smart. She's funny. She's cute. Tip your waiter. She's multifaceted.
Yeah. Not this one. Not the genius.
I should have did that when I first got here. But bottom line, you guys, show up. Even when it scares you, you need to get out of your comfort zone. Don't allow your fears and what people think. And that's what helps me. When I have to put myself out on socials or create content, you need to think of the message. Who are you trying to inspire? Who's your audience? Because there's going to be days, that you don't feel that great. Oh my goodness, I have a double chin. Or, oh my God, the gray. Oh my gosh. But when you put yourself out there, amazing things happen. People want to connect with you. They want to get to know you. Okay. And this, in turn, provides you exposure for your business, happiness, because humans, we are, tribal animals, right? We're community animals. We need our community to be healthy and be happy and to prosper. So show up, sign up, DM me or Meganna. Again, my handle is Brooklyn, BROOKLYNN 0719. Meganna, I'm going to pass the mic to you. Share your, thank you. You're awesome. Share your handle and DM one of us. I try only to give one call of action, but hell, man, we don't share an Instagram page. So DM me or DM her.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I'm leaving the cover of the 3rd book here because for many women, it was not real until they held the book in their hands like this, felt it, connected energetically, and then looked at their picture in the back and said, wow, this truly happened. So you won't know until you are in that studio where you get to get interviewed by Brooke and I, so the world gets to know you. But yes, for right now, I think we've said plenty. There is no room to over like feed you with information, because it's a process and it deserves the honor to be treated as a process versus you heard everything, call me and let's get you in. No, we will be back next week. We don't know yet what time, depending on how Brooke and I have our calendars for next week. But between now and until we start launching, we will show up consistently, not necessarily on a weekly basis, but we want to start documenting the process. We want you guys to know that things can be done, that women can collaborate, that strong women lift one another up and are not competition to one another. And we don't just get to say this at this point because we heard it somewhere. We actually have receipts. We show you receipts. I mean, we launched Rewire 1 August 2023. Then International Women's Day 2024, we launched Rewire 2. So within 6 months of one another, we created 2 books, and we are launching the third one on the Trio series October 2024. So then we can move on into stages, retreats, masterminds, summits, to bring more women. And if you are somebody who is looking for women speakers to inspire your stages, please reach out to Brooke, reach out to myself. And if you want to support and buy our books, all women's websites, contact information is part of their biography. Feel free to reach out to them directly, support them. As I said, these are women from all walks of life, from all over the world, living in the United States. So there's always a woman there that can understand your language better than Brooke and I can. I guarantee you. I know that's a big word, but I can guarantee you that every single one of us, it's a giver. And you can tell because we are in this together and we're excited for the third volume. And with that being said, I want to wish you all a fantastic weekend. And we look forward to collaborating with you, creating with you, and change the world together, one person at a time or one author at a time.
There you go.
Thank you, Brooke, and have fun in Dallas.
Yes.
Talk later, everybody. Show up, show up, show up. Bye.
Bye.